Hello, welcome to Rafael Technologies again. In this last video, we just learned what is entire architecture is and how to create and record tables and store procedure in our SQL Management Studio. So here it is scripts and store procedure scripts to record tables and the store procedure. I'll have all the scripts in a blog in case if you need it. So let's turn to our part 2. In here, we'll develop our data access layer by using Microsoft Visual Studio. So, and as because the interest of time, I already typed the record class and the code in my Visual Studio. So let me just explain the what is the codes or class are needed in our data access layer. So first, what I did, I just added three classes and named it student class, student SQL, student DBA access class, and SQL class as well. So basically, these three classes have three different. Okay, look at the student class. We have the student name, student ID, and student address, and rest of the properties we have uh, in our database table. Look at this student types integer. So if you have if you define in different types of student IDs, different types, so make sure you need to convert it into that type as well. So rest of the properties are like this is string type and address. All the properties are string types, and after that we are using getter and setter property to initialize it. So every property must be with getter and setters, must be used by the getter and setter property. So after that, what we're doing, we're just adding the SQL class in here. Just in SQL class, we have first what we did. We just add a constant string on there. After that, we define a couple of methods to perform the insert, update, and retrieve operation from our database to our presentation layer. So user can interact with this and send information to our database. So first, let me explain what are the method we created in our SQL class. Look at it, the first one. First one is returning the data table, and the name is execute select command, and we are passing two parameters. One is command name, and the command type. So again, we are creating the data tables is equal primary is initializing to the null. And after that, what we are doing, just we are creating a SQL connection. After that, we are just creating the SQL command with the connection, and we are saying the what types of connection it will be after that. So after we are using a try and catch block to check the connection is closed or open. Is the connection is closed, so we'll just open the connection. They use the SQL data adapter and to fill the data table method. And we are in the SQL data adapter method, we are passing the SQL command whatever is coming from our methods. So this is the returning the data by using SQL data adapter. The next one is basically performing the insert, update, and delete operation. In this here, we are just saying execute parameterized select command. In this method, we are passing the three parameters. One is command name, the command type, and the SQL parameters coming from the methods. In here, we are just creating new instance of the data tables. After that is the same thing what we did in our last method, creating the SQL command. After that, we are just, remember, we are passing the SQL parameters in this method. So make sure you just add it to our SQL command. I mean, in command class, okay, in command method. After that, what you're saying, just open the connection if its connection is closed. After that, we are using the same thing, the data SQL adapter, using the data fill method to fill the tables, and in the data adapter, we are passing the command as well. If any exception, it will throw, otherwise it will return the tables successfully. So this is the method is responsible to do the create, update, and delete operation. So this is the another one to is returning the boolean. Is bool to We know that from our programming knowledge that the bool method always return to false. So I name this method execute non-query method, and this is expecting the command name, command type, and the skill parameter. As you can remember from the last video, we said we'll insert our data by using store procedure. So that the main reason we have to pass the command type, command name, and the parameters record in our methods. So after that, we are just creating a variables types of integer and initialize to 0. It's the same thing what we did in our last method, and creating the connection, creating a command. After that, we are passing the parameter as well. Make sure you add the parameters, and after that, what you're doing, they're checking the connections, and the result. I mean, in here is a little bit different. We are using cmd command with the execute non-query because we want to insert your data in our SQL table there, so we have to use execute non-query. So if you are new to this method, so please watch the ADO.NET video tutorial to understand the purpose of using execute non-query method. And finally, we are initializing to do return variables because these types of integer as again this method returns 1 or minus 1. Is 1 is for successful and minus 1 is for unsuccessful. After that, if you have any error, it's going to throw the error. If it's not, then it will return the result. Then this is all about the execute class. We having the connection, the data table, data adapters, everything is there. So this is the responsible to make a connection to the database tables and perform the record operation we want to do from our user interface. So let me go to the SQL student DVXS class. In here is very it looks very extended code, but trust me, this is very simple code. It won't be very complicated if you understand it properly. So let me just explain each of the method I have created in this class, right? So after that, if you have any questions about these methods or class, then feel free to leave a comments in my blog or in my YouTube channel. I'll get back to you. First, we're creating a Boolean method. As you can remember from our SQL class, we have added a Boolean class to insert data in our database. So here is the, as you can remember from here, we are passing the parameters in our SQL class to do the insert, update, and delete. Look at this SQL parameters in our SQL class. So in here, make sure you have same types of method you have returning to the this class as well. So for that reason, we have to make sure that this is Boolean as well. Now what you're doing, we are defining the name is add new student, and in this student method, we are passing the student object student class, and with this student class, we are passing a string with it as a parameter is called a student. After that, we are creating new school parameter and then associating all the values we have in our student class and with the SQL parameters. So make sure you have the same name in here in our SQL database. Look at this; it must be same here and there, otherwise you'll get an error. But after that, the Boolean operation is always return true or false. So after that, what you're returning, we're just saying this get the execute class and find the execute non-query method. And in this non-query method, we are passing the types of command we want to do. As I said, it is the types of command is going to be store procedure. First, you have to define the store procedure name. Then after that is command type, saying the store procedure and all the parameters coming from our this add new student methods. Okay. Again, this is the student name. Add a new student name. This is the name of the store procedure, the common type of the store procedure, and the parameters. And this is the add new student method. And after that, for the interest of time, we have limited time, so I will explain the rest of the methods in our next video tutorial. So thank you for watching and have a great day.